peculiar thing that has happened over the last couple days is really the reason I'm out here on the water, and which I'm sure you've noticed, I'm in a boat. And what I have found is that for whatever reason, God does these things where He asks you to do something that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So for the last couple days, as I'd wake up in the morning and prepare for videos, He was telling me to get out on the water. And I don't really know why. So here I am. This is this morning, so if you see this video, this is, it was this morning. So if when I go home, I'm gonna upload this video, in other words. So thinking a lot and praying a lot about why He's doing this, and I don't know, and it's not, and I guess I'm sharing this because I don't think it's a one-day thing. And I believe the reason I'm filming this video is to say that sometimes God asks us to do some pretty strange things that just don't make sense. And I don't know how many days He wants me to wake up and get out on the water, because it's not about fishing or anything like that, although I might throw a line in while I'm doing this. I just don't know how long this is going to go on. For some reason, I feel like as I pray, He's saying 40 days to get out and give a message on the water, just be inspired by what's taking place out here, I guess. Or I do have a top for my boat in case it storms, but I think for the next 40 days, I'm going to get out on the water every morning and preach. If I travel, I'll just have to make sure in advance I find a way to getting on water. I will say that as I came out here, there was a particular verse that stood out. God has us do strange things, and I think this is so critical. It's in Matthew 10 or 9, when Jesus meets Matthew, and Matthew starts following Jesus. When he goes and has dinner, the Pharisees saw it. They said to His disciples, "Why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and sinners?" But when Jesus heard that, He said to them, "Those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick. But go and learn what this means. I desire mercy and not sacrifice, for I did not come to call the righteous, but the sinners to repentance." Now, right when I read that, I was immediately filled with this sadness of what the church is doing today to the non-church goers. I don't want to say non-Christians, because I don't necessarily think people going to church are Christians. I just think that the treatment of people by the church is for the most part disgusting. It's definitely not how Jesus would have done it. It's more how Satan would have done it. He would have rejected them and crucified them and criticized them and called them names, and I think that's really what we're seeing the church do today, is we're seeing them persecute those who aren't like them. And it's hard to watch. And it's human. It's clearly human nature. It took place in Jesus' day. It's definitely taking place in our day. It feels like it's getting more extreme because what the church is ultimately doing is saying, well, here's a sin and I don't approve of this sin, but meanwhile all these other sins are okay, and we're going to go put these sins in the dark. We're going to preach out against them, but we're going to do them anyway. And, just like human nature, you could judge a tree by its fruit. So people aren't stupid. They see what it is that they're doing, and they see the manipulation of it all. And that's why this is so incredibly important, that this change. I don't think it will. I think as we get closer to Christ's return, the church is only going to get worse. It's essentially going to be like, we only like people that look like us, talk like us, live near us, act like us. And it's just going to get worse. It has become a good old boys club, is really what most churches have become. And it's sad. It's very, very sad. So I think that's really, the message today. And again, the point of all this is I don't know what I'm doing out here. But I believe He's saying for 40 days. And I'm going to be obedient to that. There's things that, like when he said go through the book of Revelation verse by verse, it was a conversation he and I had, and we're on episode 149, and last year there was a point where he said do nothing but talk about him for 40 days. So I think this is very real, and I learned a lot from it. Each one of those events, they don't necessarily make sense, but halfway through you're like, well, that's so much better that it's this way. So much better. So I'm out here. I'm gonna get out on the water, whether I got a canoe, kayak, swim, whatever the case may be. Go out on a pier somewhere. Whatever it is, I'm gonna try to surround myself by water because God said to, and I don't know why. Something that's strange about me is I'll always do whatever God tells me to do, regardless of how strange it is. And He does ask us to do strange things. The Bible is filled with very strange requests. So. Any thoughts on that? I hope you join me. I'm going to be out on the water every morning, and we'll see how it goes. So if you like this video, click like and subscribe. Feel called to support the channel with Patreon. That link is below. The most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests, so please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.